Her kitchen is where the magic is made.
Hi there, welcome to my channel or welcome back. I'm Holly, your friendly neighborhood carnivore, and I am so happy you could join me today. So we are still in the month of January, which is World Carnivore Month, and for this month I am doing the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs challenge, and it's a little deceptive with today's video because technically it's not beef that I am cooking, it is lamb. So with BBBE, you can swap the beef for any other type of ruminant meat. The main focus here is that your meat stays fatty. So today I am going to show you guys how I make some delicious, tender and crispy lamb ribs. I make them right in the oven, so it's very simple. We're gonna cook them low and slow. Here are my beautiful ribs right here. I cannot wait to bite into them and see how they turn out. But they should be very simple for you to fix, and they are absolutely delicious. Let me show you how I made them. I found this lamb at Aldi. This is a split lamb breastplate. It's got 2 sets of ribs in here. I could not believe the price. I got it for $3.79 a pound. So I got 3 pounds for under $12. It is unheard of right now with the price of meat. So excited. Now here's the deal. This first step I'm gonna show you is actually how to dry brine the ribs. You can skip this step entirely if you are ready to cook them straight out of the package. But here's what happened to me. I purchased these because I was so excited about the price. I bought a couple of them at once and I threw some in the freezer. Then I pulled one out of the freezer so it could be thawing in the fridge for when I thought I was ready for it. But then I had the dental work done and a lot of pain with that and my ear infection that I have not felt like biting into anything like a rib. So what I did was I decided I needed to dry brine these so they could just sit in the refrigerator for a few days longer and it would not spoil. So this is how we're gonna dry brine these ribs. We're gonna start by removing the ribs from their packaging, and then we're gonna get a paper towel and we're going to blot them dry. Then you need some type of tray or cookie sheet or baking sheet and a cooling rack, some kind of rack that can go underneath them where air can circulate underneath them. They are not just sitting on a solid surface. And you're going to take some salt. I used the Redmond real salt, and you are generously going to sprinkle all sides with the salt. Once your ribs are salted, you're going to transfer them into the refrigerator. They can go there for 24 hours up to, let's say, a week. These I actually pulled out 5 days later and they were still beautiful and perfect. Here are my beautiful dry brined lamb ribs. This is after 5 days. Now, if you are making your ribs straight out of the package and you didn't do this brining process, that is just fine. Make sure you get a paper towel and you dry your ribs off first. It's very important that the meat is not wet. Then you're gonna sprinkle your meat with salt or any other seasonings that you want. And if you did the dry brine on the ribs like I did and you wanna add more seasonings before you bake it, you can just add a thin layer of tallow onto your ribs and then sprinkle your seasonings of choice. Personally, I'm just sticking with the salt. Next up, you need to cut some parchment paper that is big enough to wrap around your ribs. You're gonna need 2 pieces, 1 for each rib. And then you're gonna do the same with some foil. You're gonna wanna make sure that they are big enough where they can wrap around the lamb. And you are going to need 2 pieces of foil per rack of ribs. I will have 2 pieces of parchment paper and 4 pieces of foil for these 2 racks of ribs. First, we are going to wrap our ribs in the parchment paper. And then we're going to move it onto the foil and we are going to wrap it. We're going to roll it down. We want to seal it up as tight as possible. We don't want any openings on this foil. And then we're going to take another piece of foil and it's going to be the 3rd layer on here. We're going to wrap it one more time, make sure it is sealed up tight because again, we want this to be sealed. We don't want any openings for steam to escape. And then repeat the process with your other rack of ribs. Next up, you need to load those ribs onto a baking sheet, and we are going to be popping them in an oven that has been preheated to 275 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you are going to set a timer for 2.5 hours. I know, here's the hard part, waiting around, but I promise it will be worth it. 2.5 hours later, you are very, very carefully going to remove your ribs from the oven, and then very, very carefully open up your foil packets and open up the parchment paper. Be careful, it's going to be very hot, especially with the steam. And if you're smart, you're not going to go at it barehanded like I do, but I'm a crazy person and I just go for it. Carefully roll the foil down so that it's holding the edges of the parchment paper down and it's covered. You're basically just trying to keep a tray around your lamb so that it can catch all of the fat while getting it now exposed to the heat without it steaming anymore. Now we need to pull out a brush, dip it into that lovely tallow that has dripped all underneath these ribs, and go ahead and spread it on top. If you've got more seasonings you want to add on, you can do that at this time. And then you are going to take these ribs and pop them back in the oven one more time. Raise that temperature up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and set a timer for 25 minutes. You do not have to wait for the oven to come up to 400 before setting that timer. Go ahead and set it immediately. Once you are done, you can either eat them straight like that, or you can throw them under the broiler for about 5 minutes to crisp it up on top. I especially like to do this step if there is a thick layer of fat on top. It turns out fantastic. I did do these under the broiler for 5 minutes and they look absolutely beautiful. And look at that texture. Look how tender and delicious these look on the inside. Okay, that wasn't hard at all. Mostly you're just waiting around for it. So I've cut my ribs down a little bit so I can make it more manageable to eat. Now, I've still been having issues with my ear and my face hurting from my ear infection and my dental work and all that I had done. So I'm hoping this is going to be tender enough to enjoy. It feel like it's just falling apart. Like it feels amazing. And then it's also crispy. So let's see. I'll tell you what, let me test out a piece of crispy first. Ooh, that is a lot of steam. I'm gonna pull off some of that crispy layer. Oh my God. It's so good. So it's crispy, but it just like melts in your mouth at the same time. I know that doesn't sound normal, like it should melt in your mouth, but it does. Okay, so here's some of the meat. Oh, that is so hot. It's so perfect. Okay, so the meat in the middle is so tender and delicious. And then on the outside, both the top and the bottom of it got nice and good and crispy. And that crisp, it has the perfect texture and it's got that really great flavor to it. But it almost feels like it's gonna just melt in your mouth. It's just such a, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just such a lovely, crispy yet tender texture. It is so good. I am going to thoroughly enjoy eating these ribs. You can use this same method to cook pork ribs, to cook beef ribs, whatever kind of ribs you want, give it a try. It is absolutely delicious, any which way you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't much of a recipe. It was just some meat and some salt and an oven, but it is nice to have really easy methods of ways to cook some meat and have it on hand for you. I'm definitely gonna have some ribs left over that I can eat tomorrow or the next day. They're great cold too, so I like to eat them straight out of the refrigerator, but you can heat them back up and they're also delicious. If you're interested in seeing what I eat every day on a carnivore diet, or for the month of January, what I have been eating for beef, butter, bacon, and eggs all month, You can find me over on X or on Instagram. On X, I am at Carnivore Friend, and on Instagram, I am at Friendly Neighborhood Carnivore. I'd love to see you guys over there. Come say hi, or just sneak around quietly. I don't mind that too. That's totally fine. Please give me a like and don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you leave me a comment. I love to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know, are you a fan of lamb? Are you not a fan of lamb? Do you like ribs? How do you like to prepare them? I absolutely love smoking them on the grill, but it's cold out, so I'm letting the oven heat up my house. And that's what I enjoy doing this time of year. I love to talk to you guys. I'm gonna go eat these ribs. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I cannot wait to see you next week. Bye.
She's the friendly neighborhood carnivore with a talent for cooking up a meaty uproar. From juicy steaks to sizzling ribs galore, she'll have you coming back for more. Fellas, smash that like button. She's the carnivore cooking queen. On your screen, bringing the meaty scene. Come on over and join the team.